y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another vlog. I did this one as just a week vlog, even though I'm not caught up yet, instead of combining them because it was already at 20-some minutes because I talk a lot. There's some hauls, some book mail, and I basically review the Elvis movie. So I hope you enjoy it. No reading, but I wasn't doing regular vlog clips still at this time, so I wasn't filming me reading or anything, but I do show books. And I hope y'all enjoy the vlog. Alright, bed's still in the living room, can't sleep in the bedroom yet. But I went to Hobby Lobby this morning and Tuesday morning for the first time. Tuesday morning wasn't as great as it looked online, but I did get some things, so that was good. Hobby Lobby first. I got fall stuff and it's 40% off. I got a drying mat. So that'll be nice. And this matches, and their spring stuff is 66% off. This matches the towels I had found at Home Goods perfectly, this apron. So, got that. And then I have these for Christmas. I don't know if I have any for fall, but I have 3 of these that are all year round, like mason jar looking ones. And so, and I have some for Christmas that are like gingerbreads, so they're little picture holders. I got one start each day with a grateful heart. It's just for fall. Fall, sweet fall. I'm grateful, thankful, and blessed. Hello, pumpkin. This has special meaning to me for reasons, so when I see hello, pumpkin, I get it. That's just really pretty. And then I got this. Oh, and their wall decor was 50% off. Got this hanging on my bathroom, the toilet area, and there's a toilet and sink separate. And so the door to it, you can get to from the kitchen. And so I'm just gonna hang this on the door since it's probably neat. And then I'm gonna hang this near the washer and dryer. It says check your pockets. This is for my husband who never checks his pockets. Then I took a picture of stuff and then the number code of stuff that I wanted to get later, like online and like pay over time. But this one didn't show up online, so I went back and I got it. And it says different things. It has a different Bible verse on each, or a quote from the Bible. Love never fails. Grace upon grace. Then sings my soul. Be still and know. And then saw this one too, and I liked it. And I checked online, and it was out of stock, so I just went and got it. Bless this mess. Home sweet home. Gather together. Simply blessed. This is another thing that I saw last time, but they didn't have it online, or Happy Place. It's more of the 66% off spring decor. Got these. I looked for these online, and they weren't on there either, so I went ahead and got them. Because the tabletop decor wasn't on sale. They were only a few dollars, but still I would have just got them later when they were, but since they weren't online. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Love is patient, love is kind, love never fails. I think that's all from Hobby Lobby. Tuesday morning, got Pillow Haunted House. I got one because I like to find pillow covers on like Amazon for the different seasons and then replace them and stuff. But and then this light up house has a pumpkin and a witch with a moon and a spider, and it lights up, like I said. And there's the plain witch spider. And then they had 4 different ones of these. I just picked 2 because there was like 2 of almost each shade, and I didn't want to spend that much getting all 4. I got the one that said skeleton ribs and has a skeleton on it. And then bone powder. I thought those went the best together. And then lastly, I don't think I have any Halloween throws. I have fall throws, but I don't think I have any specific for Halloween. I got 2. So nice. It says ghouls, chills, horror, monster. It has like tombstones on it, ghost, crossing bones, skull crossing bones. Favorite. It says Hocus Pocus on it. Over and over, and has bats and witch's hat. Speaking of which, I'm so excited for the sequel to Hocus Pocus. I hope it's gonna be good. I always get so worried when they do this, but I'm happy they're doing it, but you get so worried. Anyway, that's all I got. There's some other stores that I saw putting out Halloween stuff, so I might check into those. Some stores I'd never been to before either. But if I'm out too long, like I was gone like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's a half hour there, a half hour back, so that's something that was driving, but I'm already over it. And it was like this before my pup too. Like, I'm not one of those girls that just loves to shop for hours and hours and hours. I'm not over it. I'm over people. I'm over just being out. I like being home. I'll know more when I get my Halloween stuff out and fall stuff out, what I need to replace the old stuff, because I don't want to get things I don't need. I know that I should have got extra purple lights for the entry table last year, because I needed another one, and then when I went back, they were gone. So, but that's a little thing, because I got those from the dollar store. But I'm gonna take all the tags off all this Halloween stuff and then put it up until it's time to put it out, and then the other stuff I'm gonna get the tags off and find a place to put it. I'm thinking about it. It was 4 weeks yesterday. It's so weird how time works, because the 20th is when it happened, and the 20th will be tomorrow. But 4 weeks from when it happened was yesterday, because it was on a Monday. So I guess I'll say it was 4 weeks yesterday, but a month tomorrow. So that I haven't been able to be in the bedroom. And I'm tired of the mattress being in the living room, but it's just gonna be hard going in there. I get anxious every time I think about it. So we'll see. Anyway, just filmed the videos going up today, and my shirt reminded me that I needed to. I never said how I liked the movie for Elvis. I've loved Elvis since birth, I would probably say, because that's how long I've been listening to it, because of my mom. She actually saw him in concert. He was wearing the blue jumpsuit. She still has the tickets in her wallet she still carries. She has them protected in a thing, the concert tickets. But I just grew up Elvis, Elvis, Elvis. And all the movies I've ever seen, it's like they were trying to make him look bad. And I don't really care for Priscilla. Some of the things but that's a whole other rant. But until never like they truly showed who he was. I mean, not that anybody knows who he was, but the ones like his family, I wouldn't even say the closest, because like the Memphis Mafia and all those people used him. Like even after he died, like his Memphis Mafia and the closest to him wrote books talking all this stuff about him and paid for interview. Like, it's still using him after he died. So this was the first one that really, what made me really want to see it first, I saw Tom Hanks. I'm like, well, Tom Hanks is in it, okay. And then I saw who he was playing, the Colonel. In every other movie I've seen, I don't even think they've ever mentioned the Colonel, and if they did, it was like a side shot of him or something. But I knew what the Colonel did to Elvis, and so seeing that this was going to be a big part of this movie made me really want to see it, because Elvis wanted to be a serious actor. He didn't want his singing combined with his music. Oh, really, Belle? He didn't want his singing combined with the movies. He wanted it separate, is what I meant. And the Colonel knew that that's where the money was, and he just kept putting him into that, and he didn't get to be in serious roles. And then sooner or later, it was like he was doing the same movie over and over and over. He wanted to travel. I mean, a lot of people don't know. You think how big Elvis is? He probably traveled toured the world. No, he never toured outside of the U.S. I don't think even once. And that's just crazy if you think about it. Like, Elvis never went on tour around the world. And that's because of the Colonel's past. He was an illegal immigrant with a shady past. He pretended he was this Colonel Tom Parker from West Virginia. He was from Holland, I think. And if you look deeper into it, there's some belief of something he did, and that's why he left without telling his family or anyone. So he couldn't go out of the country, so he didn't want Elvis to, and he took 50% of his earnings, like all this stuff. He was just evil. And then the doctor and the drugs, so like Elvis had trouble sleeping, I think, at first, and so he had to take pills to go to sleep, but then he had to have pills to wake up. And so of course over time it probably just got worse and worse. But so that, and then I saw an interview of Austin Butler, who plays Elvis, on a Late Show. But the talk show host asked him to do like the Elvis voice, and so he's like, his voice changes it's like each decade is a whole life of stuff. And like, so the 50s Elvis voice is different, 60s. And so he did a clip from an interview you can find and like compare it to. And like, he did it for 50s, and then he's like, you know, in the, I think, 70s, his voice came out more like it was, and he did it. And I was like, I've never heard an impersonator or someone playing him be able to sound to where it was hard for me to tell the difference. And then the singing, same thing. It's hard. I've never heard anybody sing Elvis where I'll be like, is that Elvis or is that, you know? But he did such a great job. He sounded just like Elvis talking and almost exactly like Elvis singing. And then all the early 50 stuff he sung himself, and then later on it said that they merged their voices, Austin and Elvis's. I think Unchained Melody was all Elvis, maybe, because that's a hard one. But so impressed. And then I saw where he became obsessed almost. He let himself become obsessed. For 2 years, he didn't see his family or friends. He locked himself, like, had Elvis everywhere, read every book, saw every interview, listened to every song, watched every movie a bunch of times. Like, practiced his mannerisms, his speaking, like everything, his dancing. He took karate lessons, because that's what Elvis did. He took karate. That's why, I don't know if it was started in the 60s or 70s, but when he started doing, it was because of his karate lessons. So I'm sure that's why he took karate lessons too. He didn't say, but he said he took karate lessons, but I'm sure that's why. So I was like, wow, okay. So I went and saw the movie, and I was scared Priscilla was going to be made a big thing like normal, but she wasn't. Like, she's in there and she's portrayed as an angel like normal, but it was mainly Elvis, the Colonel, and African American culture and the influence. And because Elvis grew up in poverty and during like segregation times, and he lived in, I think he lived in segregated like housing districts. Like, he was like one of 4 white families that lived there, and he was big into gospel, and just that, all of that influenced him. And he loved the way the black people that he grew up with, like the way that, and the people he saw singing, like he was friends with B.B. King, Little Richard, like all these major, so many more, and the way they dressed, the way they sung. And he loved that music, like that rhythm and blues, but he also loved country, and his favorite, I think, was gospel. And so you took all that, and it was Elvis. But he always said where he got his influence from and where it came from. And this film wanted to make sure to give credit where credit was due, and what influenced him and made him become. Belle, I thought I went over this, but I liked how it was giving credit where credit was due. Like, everybody's influenced by their surroundings. And so I've seen a lot of things where people had called Elvis racist and that he copied. And there's a difference between influence and copying. And that's what he grew up around. And of course it's going to influence you. And just don't see. And if you look at Eminem, it's the same thing. People don't call him a racist. And he was influenced. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. Elvis was the most non-racist person. In every interview, if you go watch the Echo Continues or something, Elvis and Black America, it shows what he did. Like, rhythm and blues singers couldn't even get their music on the radio. Elvis helped get them on the radio. And B.B. King, Al Green, Little Richard, Sammy Davis Jr., and so many, even 3-6 Mafia was on there. And 50 Cent said he didn't copy anything, and that he helped the community so much. And then people that he worked with, like his backup singers, all that he did, and how he treated them like family. And one of his because I think there was 4 of his backup girls, the backup singers, the sweet, every time I try to think of a name, it goes away from my head when I've known it all my life. But he had 4, I think it was 4 women, black female backup singers. And she was interviewed, and a couple of different stories. She told one where they were supposed to go to the Astrodome in Texas, I think, and they told Elvis, you're gonna have to leave those girls at home, they can't be here. And he's like, if my girls don't go, I don't go. And of course they're not going to say Elvis can't, don't come. And he made sure that the girls got the star treatment, rode in the convertible with him. And she said, while the little blonde girl drove us around. And then there was another one. She said that one time she called him boss or something. And he said, I'm not your boss, I'm your brother. And then people get upset because he's called the king of rock and roll when he was influenced by rhythm and blues. And he never called himself that. He said, that's not me. The only king I know is Jesus Christ. So it was just great for all of that to be in there. So it was really, this movie was just so well done, and it showed what was going on in America at the time, and people wouldn't play his records because he sounded black, and that he was thought he was trying to corrupt white people's minds. Like, it is insane. If you need to watch that, it's just like insane how people were back then. So I wanted to add that in, and also show the big influence gospel had on him. And I think that's a big reason why he had to move while he sung, because he felt the spirit within him. Like, you see it in the movie, and he feels it, and you just have to, and that's that kind of music. And if you know that music where you can't sit still, that's how it was for Elvis. And Austin Butler even said that the pivotal point for him was when him and the director went to a gospel church down in Tennessee, and like the way that, and they were stomping their feet, and if you've ever been to a Southern church, it's incredible. And he's like, I was stomping my feet, I was crying. He's like, you feel it, the spirit move up in you. He's like, and anytime I went to do a scene and I didn't have that same feeling rising up in me, I knew something was off, because that's the spirit coming up, and that's what made Elvis. And so anyway, I was already impressed, and the movie was just incredible. Like I said, Tom Hanks did an amazing job. I never thought I could despise Tom Hanks, but I did. He did a good bad guy. Colonel was a evil genius, I guess, but evil is, I think he cared for Elvis in the only way he could care for someone, I guess is the best way to put it. But it didn't stop him from all the horrible things he did to Elvis. So that's not a true kind of love. So, but Elvis did care for the Colonel, obviously, and unfortunately. And they showed so much that people did not know, and it was so good to finally see him given that. So I'm so happy all these people that are discovering Elvis, not just, I'm sure they've heard about him, but they don't, like, they just know the impersonator Halloween costume version, or his end and how, and all of that. And so it's nice to see this, because I love Elvis. I've never had, and growing up in the South and Southern Baptist, I've heard a lot of gospel music, but I've never had any gospel music move me or touch me like Elvis. Like, the way he sings gospel, I almost cry every time I hear him sing gospel, and it gives me goosebumps, because he sings it with his whole soul. Like, it's just amazing. But they did an amazing job showing, and like, his love for his mom, and the shift, like who he was while she was still here, and like after she died, and then after Priscilla left him, and how he was so huge, larger than life, and the most famous man, but so lonely, because like I said, all the people around him were using him. His dad wasn't evil, but he was so ignorant and was pretty much using him too, whether he realized it or not, and wasn't looking out for his best interest. So all these people around him, who you never know who really likes you, that's lonely. So, and the only love he felt was when he was on stage. So when he was off stage, he had to do whatever he could to get some type of feeling, whether it was, anyway, that's a whole other, it was just such a good, I cried at the end, that ending. Yeah, and he was so scared nobody would remember him. I'm so happy they did this movie. I'm about to cry. I highly recommend it. If you don't know a lot about Elvis, and even if you think you do, you'll learn stuff from this movie. I highly recommend seeing it. And even if you don't care one way or another, it's still just a great movie. And Austin Butler did a fantastic job. If you watch comparisons of performances, you can tell he studied, was obsessed. And it's like, I've heard said, like Elvis' soul and body, like he got, after Elvis stopped filming, his body like shut down basically. I think he got like sick. And the director said that his soul was telling him in his body, it's okay, you can let Elvis go now. Like, and like, oh, it's just, oh, he did such a great job. Anyway, this has been a long update about a movie, but I highly recommend it. Not really feeling like normal vlog stuff, but I thought I'd show you this. I just mixed everything together for this meatloaf I'm making. Now I gotta add bacon over top, so I'll show you that next. So our bacon is coming with less and less pieces. Usually I have enough to tuck at the ends and have more to lay over top, but not this time. I'm not putting it in the oven yet. I made it a little early just so I could have it done, so I'll put it in about half an hour. So before I do the sauce I made up, ketchup sauce I made up for it, I'll top it and then put it in the oven. Yummy. Also ordered, so I thought I'd show y'all. When I put the primer on my eyes, I use like a white matte over it before I start my eyeshadow routine. And I'd used all the one I got last time, like every bit of it, so I needed another one. It's just the Ulta Beauty eyeshadow in Purest Snow. And I like this hair mask, and I'm almost out, so I got some more of the K-Pack Color Therapy Luster Lock. Got some more of the hydrating toner. And then they actually had the micellar water, the way cheaper one than the one I've been having to get. So while they had it, I got 4 of them. And I wanted to try some lip balms. Well, before my pump, I would wear makeup Saturday and Sunday. But now maybe I'll wear it Saturday. But yeah, regardless, I don't know. There's more days I don't. So I got 2 Fenty Beauty ones, one in the shade Hint Hint and one in the shade Latte Lips. And then the Hint Hint is like a clear, so it just looks like that, and then the Latte Lips. I don't know how these classify as a balm, but we'll see. And then an Honest tinted lip balm and the Leche Fruit. Free sampler bag, like a surprise bag, so you don't know what you're getting. You know it's free, so that's it. So I thought I'd show you. I guess I bought one else, so I thought I'd open it. Oh yay! They had reached out to me, and I forgot all about it. Asked if I'd be interested in reading An Arc of 2 Degrees by Gratz, and it sounds amazing, and it's an anticipated release, so of course I said yes. So thank you so much. It says October 4th. So I'm very excited for this. And I got something from HarperCollins I wasn't expecting. Oh wow! Yay! This is one of my most highly anticipated releases. I love Ghost Girl. And the appearing house for her is I'll have to edit in here when it comes out. This is out now, and I've read it, and I loved it. I highly recommend it. I actually just reviewed it on a recent reads video. So excited, yay! I didn't know it was coming, I'm so happy. Thank you so much, HarperCollins. Yay! Now that's it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you would like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.